today's Cup of Coffee with Scream.
Cup of coffee.
The screaming continues.
Cup of coffee!
This stuff, whatever this stuff is, it goes on forever. And it's like you'll think you're doing better, and then it's like it reemerges, it exacerbates.
Yeah.
And what was weird, I had watched something that had Mike Rowe on it earlier. He had it too. Mm-hmm. I mean, sounded identical.
Almost everyone.
Yeah.
Almost everyone has got it.
He did a podcast with Tim Allen, and it was really good. Mm-hmm. Very interesting. Very much garage talk. So I'm sure that you all would probably enjoy that greatly.
Yeah.
It's the sharing of experience and knowledge.
Mm-hmm. Didn't Tim Allen have a show on Nick at Night? I'm pretty sure he did.
It may have been reruns of Tool Time or whatever the name of the show was, but it was hilarious.
It was a good show.
Yeah, he's a very talented actor, and Mike Rowe is just...
He's a good guy.
The Renaissance man, the epitome of the Renaissance man. Mm-hmm. And I really appreciate him having the scholarship and stuff for young people that want to learn trades.
Yeah.
That is so needed. And that was one of the things they were talking about. Tim Allen was talking about having shoes, and he said, you can't find a cobbler anymore.
No.
Now, around here, cobbler is a dessert.
Yeah.
But to somebody who works on shoes...
It is very difficult to find a cobbler, and it is very difficult to find information about cobbling. As far as wanting to learn the stuff online and stuff like that, it is incredibly difficult.
Right.
I've tried.
And these are some of the things, and I think it was a haberdashery or whatever that made hats.
Yeah. Possibly.
And
I think it
then,
also makes belts and ties and stuff like that.
Was trying to remember the name of the skill, and I never did, and I didn't look it up, as far as sharpening knives.
Mm-hmm. I don't even know what the name of that is other than knife sharpener.
No, there is an actual name for it, and when Kid was when he was in beauty school, there was a gentleman who would come around and sharpen their scissors.
Mm-hmm. But he had like a machine that he would put them through, but
it
still worked.
Yeah.
And they were always sharp, and the people who could afford it, they got their scissors, they got their shears sharpened, all that.
Yeah. I mean, things like that everybody needs to remember how to do these things or know how to do these things. Mm-hmm. Now, as far as knife sharpening, I've done that forever because I have got one of these. I have one of these. It's got the little wheels that you put the knife through, the little wheels. And oldest kid hates it. He says it's an abomination.
It is.
I don't care. I think the one I had belonged to my grandmother.
Still.
It works.
Yeah.
I have got some knives that I have had for 40 years or more. There's no need to get others if you take care of what you have.
Exactly, but the thing is, they were talking about that in the podcast. People have been led not to know how to do that. Mm-hmm. Seriously, there's two types of people. The people that want to sharpen the knives, and then the people that want someone else to do it.
Right.
But most people view stuff as disposable now, like that. Mm-hmm. It's like if it starts to get dull, throw it away, you get another one.
See, that's people
and it's
who
like
have...
that's a waste of money.
Sure, and that's Appalachian culture. We do not think that way. Mm-mm. Most of us still get extremely upset at the fact that the planned obsolescence, and that you can, because the money is valuable.
Mm-hmm. It's like they were talking also about like the washers and dryers, and the only thing that needed to be replaced was that stupid little fucking chipboard.
Yeah, I hate them. I hate
like,
anything that's computerized. Hate it.
And it's like it being more, the dude telling him it would be more expensive to replace it than just get another one, and it's like, that's bullshit.
Absolutely.
That is bullshit.
Keep your computer out of my appliances.
Yeah, there is no reason, like legit, there is no reason for a refrigerator to have any technology, like as far as chipboards or smart whatever the fuck in it. Right. There's no reason for washers and dryers to have it. Just keep it mechanical.
I hate
And
that
if something
cars
breaks
have
down,
it.
it's easy to fix it.
I hate that cars have it. I do. Totally, completely. And it's like, it's taken the ability to repair these things out of the hands of the average people. And I resent that.
Yeah.
And I think that Mike Rowe does also. And I know Tim Allen did. Because it's pointless. There are appliances that were made back in the 40s and 50s that are still better today
Yes.
than the stuff that's being produced today.
Like, legit. I cannot tell you how many times I have heard about, like, modern stuff messing up, breaking down, and them having to get a whole new one, and then get another one,
Right.
and another one, and another one. And
Right.
it's like, it's just money that's being wasted.
It's money that people in Appalachia usually don't have.
Right.
Flat out. And it's just like, Omega, God love him. I've told him a long time ago, if any of his travels, because he knows people, he will talk to people. He's interested in meeting different people. That if he ever finds one of those old style, refrigerators or something, to snag that up for me.
Yeah.
Somebody may have one in a garage or something someplace. Now, I don't know that I would use it upstairs, but the refrigerator that we had, and I guess that thing at this point is probably, it's older than I think. I'd say that it's probably maybe 13, 14 years old.
The
close
one that
to
we
it.
have? Yeah.
And it just started falling apart within the first year. The seals on it, the plastic is some of the cheapest shit that you will ever see.
There's people that still have those refrigerators and freezer combos from the 1950s and stuff like that. And it still works perfectly.
Yes.
And like, they keep maintenance up on it, of course, but it's easier to keep maintenance on those appliances, apparently.
Well, there wasn't a whole lot to it as far as just pulling it out and, vacuuming the, like the coils and stuff, make sure that the dust didn't build up. And the refrigerant, that was the main thing. The compressor would go out on them sometimes, but you had people that knew how to repair those.
You did.
But
And
it's
just, there's a lot of trades that they have, in my opinion, purposefully phased out. They have purposefully just gotten rid of because they don't want people. It's that thing like, you will own nothing and be happy, and it's like, bullshit. We're not playing that game.
Well, and it's just like any farmer around here, they had to know how to do mechanics. They know as far as welding, anything like that, because if something broke, they had to be able to fix it. If they needed a part and it wasn't available or that they couldn't afford it, they needed to know how to make one. That's the whole thing about the Appalachian engineering.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And so we've never been that far removed from some of these things.
No,
Yeah.
because we've always had to survive, because this place does not have much money anyway.
Right.
So it's like, you do with what you got.
Right. And it was just like, and it was several weeks ago that, I don't know what stupid little twit it was. I was explaining about the county in which we live, that it had been a poverty county for years. And she's like, I don't believe it. And I thought, let me tell you something, bitch. I will bring your ass down here and make you live for a month on what we live on.
It's like, it doesn't
We
matter
will
what you
make you a believer.
It's like, you can believe it or not. We will literally drag you all through this town.
And I know
all
that
through this town.
It was
and then on the
probably
back roads, and you'll see how much fucking poverty is
Right.
actually here.
I mean, I'm sure it was just some little stupid shit 12-year-old acting like a troll, but it just hit me wrong. I mean, most days I can just ignore the stupid, but that one I thought, nope. Coffee slurp.
She can believe the sky is fucking green, but it's blue.
Yeah, well, some days. Something else that I did today, and that's the reason we've got the interesting tome as our backdrop today. I had listened to Sargon of Akkad, and I honestly don't know what Sargon's real name is. I've heard it before, but it's been a long time. And he's an intellectual from over there in the UK. And he is a very, very charming man, gracious, well-spoken. And I will tell you something, God love y'all. Y'all are too civilized. Y'all have absolutely allowed yourself to get rid of the shadow that can help you.
Mm-hmm. Completely
to be
killed it
too
off.
nice. It's like, no, there's a time to be nice and there's a time to not be nice.
Well, it's like they're letting their country be stole.
Yeah.
Not even right out from under them, just blatantly.
And their own countrymen turning on them.
Yeah.
That's what's so horrific.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's like they're being held hostage by their own government.
Uh-huh. It is. But there was this...
An enemy government.
You had this young woman that was on there, and she was one of these influencers. She's a witch. She doesn't call herself a witch, but she's a witch. And this is going on not just in the UK. We've got tons of them here in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And when you listen at somebody and that the ideas that they are putting forth, that if they are that convoluted that you literally find yourself becoming dizzy, that's usually spell casting. To bring confusion, all these different things like that. You cannot combat that with logic and reason. We alluded to that yesterday. Because this is a spiritual warfare on that. And honestly, what they need to do when somebody starts doing that stuff, I would love for somebody to go full-blown Appalachian and go, I rebuke and bind that in the name of Jesus. I plead the blood of Jesus over that. And it's like, Satan, you come out of her.
Mm-hmm.
Just to see what would happen.
I don't know what would happen other than maybe she would burst into flames. Who knows?
We could hope. But this is what is happening on a lot of this stuff and what they are calling legacy media, mainstream media, whatever it is. And where we don't watch this stuff, I haven't watched it for a long time, but to hear snippets and you can see it. And everybody's like, why do these people all look similar? Well, it's a similar spirit. That's what they're saying. It's just they don't understand that they're seeing with spiritual eyes on this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all the same thing. It is that insanity. It's an assault with words. What are spells? They're words.
Mm-hmm.
It's the intention behind it. To either bring blessings or bring curses. Mm-hmm. If you're confusing somebody, if you're trying to create chaos and stuff like that, you're not of God.
Nope.
But I did. I heard that young woman and I thought, little girl, whatever that they're paying you, whoever it is that's paying you, you have no idea because it's blood money.
Mm-hmm. It's much like the mayor over California. What's her name? The one that
Bass.
Karen Bass.
Yeah.
Just dipped during the wildfires, and the call got leaked.
Yes, I've seen that. A lot,
and she was more worried about like her persona, perception of the public or whatever, and it's like, you ruined it.
Well, that's because what is it? It's a disguise. They're deceiving people.
And she basically admitted. Now, she didn't say it like outright, like, oh, I'm not unqualified or whatever, but at the same time she did, because she said that she was fully unqualified. She would not add anything that would be valuable. Well, and it's like, okay, if you don't have anything of value, why are you mayor?
A lot of those things.
Why are you in that position of power?
There's so much that is being uncovered. And, even over the weekend, we knew that not that much was going to occur. But there was things that happened even over the weekend. And, my God, that about the bullet point, people's heads exploding over that. And I'm like, really? Really? To simply sit there and go, what 5 things that you did during a week?
Mm-hmm.
And my God, Elon and them even gave them an example.
Yeah. Yeah, and they still rejected it.
Yeah. And all it was that people are there's money's being lost because they're claiming that there are employees that are not there. Just like them sending Social Security to people that have been dead for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
And
ain't that some shit?
And let me tell you something. If you cannot respond to a work email in a timely manner, and that they've given them days to do this, and that you've got these people, it's like, hell no, You go sit there in a corner with your wubby, with your whatever puppy. You're not mature enough to have a job.
Right.
Do not. These people are using the taxpayers. They're taking them for granted. They're using them as slaves.
Yes.
And it's like, no. And some of us have got a very long memory on what was done when it was the other people. It's like, no, you've got to have this. You've got to have this in your body, or you don't get to work. We remember.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of us. It ain't a matter of holding grudges. It's a matter of accountability. And there's a lot of people they've got to see. If we do not have the accountability, let's praying to God that they will have accountability this time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, some of these young women with the spells, it's not just them. There's actually a technique that is taught that is intended to confuse. It's witchcraft. Sorry, my voice is just this. It went from fried to.
Yeah.
There is a technique. And it's
scary.
like Robert Phoenix has gone into he would go down the rabbit holes. And over on Rumble, you can look into some of his 15 minutes of flame and it's stuff that it will blow your mind. He big brain. Mm-hmm. I'm glad I'm poddling each and every day because some of the abyss that he has to peer into, I'm just like, no, honey. Couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Could not do it. I just don't have it in my spirit and soul. For my own sanity, I couldn't do it.
Because it's...
Kid over there, he has to really give that a wide berth.
Yeah. I can't... Not anymore. I can't delve into those things anymore. Because it sends me into a spiral. Mm-hmm. And it's...
Not everybody needs to know everything. For real.
Yeah, no. It's like it almost puts me in like a pit of despair.
Yeah, don't do that.
And it's like there's hope. There's always hope.
Absolutely, because God is still God all by himself.
Yeah.
But we just wanted to let people know that it's like when you hear some of these people doing that and they keep talking and talking and talking, and especially they'll ask a question, they don't want an answer. And it's part of that technique. It is that rude. It's to jar somebody that talk over top of them instead of letting them complete their answer. Mm-hmm. That is not to give somebody information.
Mm-mm. That is to...
They're looking for the gotcha.
Yeah, they're looking for the gotcha, and they're looking to basically beat someone down into submission.
Absolutely. It's witchcraft.
And that's just... That is evil.
Yeah. It totally, completely is. So if you know what's going on, then you can avoid that to sit there and go, oh, okay.
Yeah.
They spell casting. Because witches, and it's just like, it's funny because the spell books don't look like we've got on the screen here. We think of this as far as these medieval spell books. They look like the New York Times.
Yeah.
That type thing. That's your spell books.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's having the paranormal and the supernatural. Everybody got a ticket to ride.
Oh, yeah.
Prayers, please, because this stuff is going on forever.
We got our own bass drum going on. In the
is that what the dryer is? That what that is? Okay.
No, it's not the dryer. It's the washer.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all right. We're wrapping it up anyhow. You want to tell them where we can be
You can find us on BitChute, Rumble, and YouTube at Rolanda's Cup of Coffee with Scream. Also check her out on X, previously known as Twitter, Rolanda, COCWS.
Yeah.
Thank you all for joining us. You are much appreciated.
Very much
Have
so.
a good.
We have some of the best pirates. We truly do.
We do. And I may not respond all the time, but you know what? I do read them.
I do tell him. It's like, there's somebody sent you a message, you get on there.
Mm-hmm.
I can only do so much because he will be 26 in March.
Yeah, and what have I done?
Well, that's up to you. It's okay to have a little bit. Existential crisis is not always a bad thing. It is a matter of just a gauge to sit there and go, okay, this is what I've learned. This is what I need to hone my skills in. Where do I want to go? What do I want to do?
Yep.
Know that you are loved. Treat other people the way you would like to be treated. And Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cup.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.